Okay, Nick the broker at Rubicon Real Estate, and this video is why you should always list your property with a real estate agent and why you should never negotiate the commission to the selling agent, not the listing agent, the selling agent, okay? Now, let's say this tape is a comment on human nature, and it's rather dark. Let's say I own my own property. I have a real estate license, I'm a real estate broker, and all these good things. Why don't I just sell it on my own and not pay anybody a selling commission? Why? Because of human greed. That's why. When I'm going to say to a real estate agent, my property is $1 million. I'm going to pay you 4% of the $1 million, which is $40,000, right? That's a lot of money. If you bring me an offer on my property for $1,300,000, but my property is only worth $1 million. I know that. The agents know that. Everybody knows this property is only worth $1 million. That agent, to make the $40,000, will bring every single person they know, including their mother, their father, their brother, their sister. They'll bring everybody there because they want that $40,000. But that's really how this business works. We're not saying anything. We're just saying we're all within the law. We're up front. We'll say 4% commission to the selling agent. The selling agent is highly motivated with money. And you want to call it greed, you can call it greed. Okay? And even though the property is only worth $1 million, they will sell it to that person. They'll sell it to their friend and say, look, we're friends. I know you all these years. Come in, look at this property. It's fantastic. It is a good property. But right now, its market value is $1 million, not $1.2 million. So that's an extra $200,000, right? So I'm going to pay that agent $40,000 for me to make another $160,000. You see where I went with that? That's what I did. And it works. It works every single time. And once you do that, you've got to know how to run the deal. You've got to know how to move it and what to do at certain times. But now if you say, okay, you've got agents out there who are absolutely brilliant and they're sharks. All right? They're sharks. They're going for the money. All right? And when they see a property come on the market, now these are the people who really know what they're doing. Not your average real estate agent who doesn't know anything. Okay? The sharp individual, he looks at a property that's for sale and he looks at the brokerage fees, the commission. If he sees a commission 1.5%, 2%, screw it. He sees a commission 4%, the lights go on. All right? I see a commission for 3%, the lights go on. Because he's doing what he has to do to make a living. Okay? And he's going to have to do the same amount of work for a 1% commission as for a 4% commission. All right? And here's another thing. The bigger the deal, the less work. The smaller the deal, the more work you're going to have. You do a VA no down, ABC, what they pay, the seller pays all the buyer's costs. A VA ABC deal no down, you're going to work your head off. It's a wonderful procedure, but you're going to learn a lot. But the big deal, okay? So you put the property on the market, 4% to the selling agent. Meanwhile, I don't have to pay anything or very little, if anything, to the office because I'm the listing agent and I'm the broker and I'm the agent. And so I'm not going to pay 3-4% to myself. Okay? Unless, I can't put this on tape. All right, this I cannot put on tape. Nicole, are you going to remember this? No, it's okay. Don't shut it off. Are you going to remember what I cannot put on tape regarding the the commission to the listing agent, which in this case would be me. Okay? All right. This part I can't put on the tape, but I will tell you today. So, I put it up on 4%. At 4%, I held a broker's open house. I do not do an open house for the general public. And people see, sellers don't know. They say, well, why don't you put an open house for me, so for the general public? I says, first of all, it's dangerous. You don't know who the hell's coming into your house, and they'll steal your water heater or something. So you don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that because it's a waste of time. Because the person who's going to sell this house is another agent. It's not going to be you. The only reason that agent holds an open house for the public is they're trying to make both ends of the commission. They want the $40,000 plus the other 20 or 30. All right? I can understand that. But I don't want the agent to lie and say, well, no, we're doing this because we love you and we want to find a buyer for you. That's not true.
Nobody lying.
The agent is doing it for themselves.
Nobody.
All right, you look bewildered, my dear.
No lying.
So the agent of the selling agent has the buyer. The listing agent, which let's say is someone knowledgeable, doesn't care. You know, you don't care. You're not going to do anything. He's going to bring the buyer and go crazy and get the loan. And let me tell you, he'll get that loan because he wants that $40,000. All right. Now this actually happened. And you could mention it to Michael. We sold the house. The house was worth $1.75 million. I was talking to some people who were related to these sellers last night. We sold the house for $2.2 million. You know how much money that is? And the listing agent we got that money, me and Michael. The selling agent got $75,000. That selling agent would have killed to make that deal. And that's what I wanted. And they did it. So if we made an extra $200,000 and the selling costs were $100,000, they still made an extra $100,000. This is a good deal. Everybody won. You know, and the people are living there now, and you know, when they got that kind of money, you don't care whether it's 100 or 200,000. All right? But the principles are the same. We're appealing. Greed is part of it. But you know, the people in this business are trying to make a living. Now, why should I try to make a living on a property that's only going to pay me a $20,000 commission for the same amount of work when I'm going to get $40,000? Anybody with a brain is going to do that. Now, what does that mean? The people with the brain are the ones you want looking at your property. You don't want the new agent looking. The new agent doesn't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing yet. I don't want that. I want a shark coming in on that property. I want a megalodon coming in to make that deal. And you do it with money. Now, let's say nothing happens. You're so far over the market, which I thought I was on the $2.2 million deal. But I was wrong. They bought it. Okay. But after a while, you say, okay, look, it's not going to go. We're too high. We can always lower the price. But once we lower the price, we lower the commission. We lower the 4% down to 3 or even 2.5, because then we get everybody, you know. But let me tell you what happens. And Paul, this is brilliant. This is what it works. It's so great. What happens, the sharks have already seen it. That's what you wanted. Now you've lowered the sales price. The sharks look at the sheet and they say, he lowered the sales price. It never occurs to them to look at the commission, because we just lowered the commission. And as long as you got it in the MLS and you told them the commission is now 2% or 2.5%, the shark who's already seen it says, oh, it's still on the market, they lowered the price, I'm going to bring my buyer. The shark is still thinking 4%, all right? But it's not. And we did everything right. This is why this is such a bad thing to put on the market. Not figuring no one's going to watch this. Anyway, you can see the beautiful trick. It's a very classic chess maneuver. Okay, so the shark comes in, he writes the deal. Now in the purchase agreement, it doesn't talk about commission. It doesn't say that. all right? Meanwhile, when you lowered the price and you lowered the commission, you have the printouts from the MLS, which shows you all the agents were notified. The shark, who's thinking 4%, we get the escrow here at Rubicon, right? The shark, they send authorization to pay commission, all right? We show the authorization, and I look at it and I say, oh, no, we lowered the commission. That's not the right commission. That's why we want our own escrow, so we can control that. Okay, so then we inform them, no, the commission is 2%, it's not 4%. The shark goes crazy. We don't care. We got the deal. The deal is there, okay? The shark goes crazy and he deals with me. He goes, what do you mean? I said, no, wait a minute. We lowered the price. When you saw 4%, it was 1.2 million. But we lowered it down to 800,000. And when we lowered the price, we also lowered the commission to the selling office. Okay? Meanwhile, let's say you're the agent, it's your own property, you don't care about that at all. Okay? And now we have the deal. And the shark, see, the shark doesn't want to lose time and money. But they were always thinking 4%. And that's what this whole thing was about. Okay? The other things we do, then I'll tell them, I don't want to put these things on the tape. So actually, what the hell is the title of this tape? What do we call it?
I'd have to start it from the beginning and listen to it.
You don't remember? No?
But
Okay.
the price already.
But it was really, it really is selling
Selling.
your own property and you have a license.
Yeah.
That's what the tape is. Write it down, Nicole. Selling your own property, but you have a real estate license. That's really fantastic. And that's why you want a real estate license, you see, for this particular maneuver. Okay, so we can end the tape now, and then I'll tell you what I was going to tell you.